Happy Sunday, everyone. We're talking BTC to 100,000, a 500% with XRP, and 5 reasons why. Oh, updates in regards to crypto regs
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Along with the White Sox winning 2 in a row, has hell frozen over? Oh my gosh, that's why I got the green in the background of the screen to keep the rally going. But before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first. Hot, spicy, naughty, relevant, even on a Sunday. Maybe I'll share it at the beginning of the next video. Ply says, yo, Klaus, been playing Xenoblade Chronicles on Switch. Ooh, interesting. About tariffs, bro, it's all good. World moving from one government to independent sovereign nations, the Sovereign Alliance. Just stack, relax, and get a little baked. I love it, my guy, and thank you for the comments. Crypto Goats dropping support on the channel. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it. Says, no, Klaus, you, the content creator, matter most. I trust your fact check so I can drop massive fact-wreck truth bombs on the BS posts that scare away new money from entering the market. Thanks for all the hard work you put in. It will all pay off. No, seriously, you, the viewer, matter most. That's why I bring you content all days of the week, including the weekend, even now while I'm doing therapy on my foot. Yeah, I've got to shut it down permanently for a few weeks because I've got an injury that's not healing. Oh, it's sad. But let's get into crypto news, which is happy. Bitcoin sitting at 82,870. ETH is 1576. XRP at 214. We're going to talk about big XRP news. 500% rally. 5 reasons why. BTC to 100,000. Oh, this is going to be juicy, everyone. BTC surging to 85,000 possible as long-term holders ramp up accumulation. Yet we're talking about the recent changes with tariffs. Yeah, we're also talking about the momentum from long-term hodlers that have been stacking. They have been. All these articles are linked down below. Bitcoin revived 100,000 is not far away. As geopolitical events reduce the pressure on both traditional and digital markets, Bitcoin is exhaling with relief. Trade uncertainty caused a period of volatility, but a significant 90-day tariff pause, make sure you take a drink every time I say tariff, on important tech imports has sped up the recovery. And remember, Bitcoin and crypto kind of falls into that tech window, right? After rising to a local high of 85,000, Bitcoin may soon pass the highly anticipated $100,000 milestone. And what we've noticed is what, everyone? That the markets have kind of like chilled out a little bit, right? That the markets get excited when XRP is above 250, when BTC is above the 90,000 mark. As more than 390 billion in imports are now exempt. We're talking about the tariff stuff. Markets saw this as a positive indication. Important technological elements like computers, smartphones, and semiconductors were also excluded. At 84.08 billion, Bitcoin also recorded its highest weekly trading volume of 2025. The resurgence of activity indicates that investors are confidently returning, with the RSI at 51 and BTC technically hovering just above the 200-day average. There is still room for growth. Another important consideration is the quiet but potent tailwind of exemption of computer and semiconductor components. Think of the BTC mining industry, right? So we've got some good tailwinds there for us. And if we can navigate this USA-China action, we can take what's up on the screen and turn it as green as my background. Look at the positivity you're getting from Klaus this morning. Okay, now regarding crypto regs, and this is something that bothers me a little bit, because what they talked about a few months ago, remember that when we had all those like meetings, they were like, oh, we're going to get crypto regs in the first 180 days. Well, that's not true. Now they're saying August, and remember, my job is to bring you the news, good, bad, happy, or what? Sad. Senator Tim Scott confident that the market structure bill will be passed by August. That's not 180 days from Trump taking office, you moron. Senator Tim Scott, the chairman of the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, recently has said that he expects a crypto market bill to be passed into law by August of 2025. The chairman also noted the Senate Bankings Committee advancement of the Genius Act. Yeah, that's the only one that's gotten the upvote already so far. That happened in March of 2025. Now, mind you, they're on vacation essentially till the end of April. This is what he said. We must innovate before we regulate. Allowing innovation in the digital asset space to happen here at home is critical to American economic dominance across the globe. Let me ask you, if we pass a stablecoin act here in the United States in the next, say, 30 days, do you think a stablecoin act passing is going to pump up these markets? Not just like the stable coins and like adding volume and adding market cap to the stable coins, but do you think that's going to add to the rest of the crypto market? Let's keep learning. Scott's timeline for a crypto market structure bill lines up with expectations from Kristen Smith, CEO of crypto industry advocacy group Blockchain Association, of market structure and stablecoin legislation being passed into law by August. Now look, if the stablecoins wait until August, then we really screwed up. The reality is they think we've got enough votes to get stablecoins passed late April into early May, which then sets us up for the rest of crypto to be regulated by August. The Trump administration has emphasized that comprehensive crypto regs are central to its plans on protecting the value of the US dollar and establishing the country as a global leader in digital assets. Okay, that would be good for us. All right, now let's get into some specific XRP stuff. And remember, all these articles are linked in the description below. Standard Chartered sees XRP soaring 500%, flipping Ethereum as the second largest asset. Yeah, they think XRP is going to explode 500% by 2028. This is what they said. By the end of 2028, we see XRP's market cap overtaking Ethereum's. That will make XRP the second largest non-stablecoin digital asset. Now, what have we seen? We've seen that ETH has been one of the biggest laggards out there, and ETH has struggled, everyone. ETH has not made any moves, and in fact, if you look at the yearly chart for ETH, it has been bad. But let's keep learning. All right, we're going to go over the reasons on why they think it's going to increase so much. The Global Banks report also addressed regulatory momentum and its impact on XRP. I think we all agree that yes, once we get actual crypto regs, that we're going to see some pumperonies in the crypto market. The tariff mess will be over soon, he explained, adding that Bitcoin's solid performance during the noise tells us a leg higher for the asset class will follow. We've also got a mix of regulatory developments, not just here, but also abroad. He also pointed to a statement from Brad Garlinghouse saying that the SEC dropping its appeal will also be helping. All right, these are the 5 reasons that Standard Chartered thinks that XRP is going to rally 500+% over the next several years. Check this out. All right, you ready? Remember, this is all linked down below, okay? So this isn't my price prediction. This is coming from Standard Chartered. They're the most resistant to tariffs, okay? They said, of the 3 biggest cryptocurrencies, XRP has been the most resistant to the impact of tariffs. In fact, since February 1st, it's actually up a modest 2%. And when you look at these, right, the 7-day, the year-to-date, and so forth, XRP year-to-date, up 3%. One of the few in the green. In fact, if you check it out, yeah, of the top 20, they're like the only one right now in the green. All right, let's keep learning. Bullish XRP price, falling flag, continuation pattern. So there's some charting patterns. 60% surge in XRP network usage. We're talking about XRPL. Ripple's token, a 60% April surge in payment volume. Okay. Ripple also acquired a $1.25 billion partner with Hidden Road, right? We saw about that. Brad Garlinghouse also said that with these tailwinds, we're continuing to pursue opportunities to massively transform the space, leveraging our unique position and strength of XRP to accelerate our business and enhance our current solutions and technology. Hidden Road serves 300+ institutional clients. Also, Bitcoin's cyclical support for XRP price growth. We know that Bitcoin, if it goes down, takes the market with it, goes up, takes the market with it as well. And there's been a lot of players out there that say, yo, BTC is ready for its cyclical move to 100,000. So there are 5 reasons there why Standard Chartered said, yo, XRP is going to roar to 500% gains by 2028. What do you think about that? Now, overall, we're sitting at 27, so we've got some fear in the market. 17 out of 100, so we're BTC dominant. Volume over the weekend is still kind of mad. We're only sitting at 72 billion in volume. Expect this week coming up to be kind of mad in terms of volume, unless something really wonky happens. The reason I'm looking at that is because of what, everyone? Well, it's obvious. It's going to be Easter, Okay, a lot of players are going to take off for Easter. So unless something really wonky happens, look for the end of the week to be boring, but maybe the first few days we'll get some actual excitement. Now, let's look at XRP. We had some pumperoni action happening in the morning, right? My phone was going off where we had some twin peaks here north of 222. In fact, let's go to the candlestick here. As XRP's volume is 4 billion, very respectable for a Sunday, up 21%. But let's go to those candlesticks. Let's swing it on into the 15-minute here. And honestly, everyone, get really excited because this is really cool to see on a weekend. We got to a high of 224, so we got just short of that 225 mark. And remember in yesterday's video where I said, hey, that's very significant? Because look at this candlestick right here. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Another candlestick right here. Where did we get rejected at a high of? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're working on these highs at 225. We can't seem to bust it and hold it, but that's okay because we're making these moves, and what's important is we're making them on the weekend. So right now, we made that move up to 225. We couldn't hold it, but that's okay because we're hanging north at 210. And in fact, when we zoom out, we're happy about this because we're well north of the $2 mark. Now, in terms of those of you out there that are like, but bro, this sucks because I wanted to stack for cheaper. Look, we've seen the volatility out there has given us plenty of opportunities to stack below $2. It has. We've seen that every couple weeks we seem to have a global macro event or some sort of tariff event. You better keep drinking. Or something out there that just shakes the market up and you get sub $2 XRP. But now what are you seeing though? You are seeing obvious moves to keep XRP above the $2 mark, and that is exactly what we want to see from XRP. So, right now, what's the story, Morning Glory? Support above the $2 mark with opportunities to snipe below $2 with optimism that XRP is going to rally 500% in the next several years, past Ethereum, and that Bitcoin and other factors are going to propel us to what? To some amazing green up on the screen that matches my green background. Now, I gotta be honest with you, this is extremely exciting. I wake up, I see a little bit of alerteroni on my phone, and all of a sudden I'm like, yo, the White Sox won 2 games in a row against Boston. All of a sudden, XRP is making some moves north of $2. We start getting a little bit of tariff relief. All of a sudden, the market starts heating up a little bit going into Easter. Yeah, am I bummed that we're not going to get regular regs for the rest of the crypto market until August? Yeah, that sucks, but yo, if we're still holding good like this and we're going to get our stablecoin regs at the end of this month, beginning of next, I'm cool with that. And I get it. A lot of you out there, but bro, I want a little bit more time to be able to stack. I still think you're going to get those opportunities. We've still got volatility pegged into the market because we still don't know what's going to happen with tariffs. And there's always some Middle East action going on. There's always some trade war of something going on. But hey, macros have looked better. We got a little bit of support from the tariffs recently. And what are we seeing? We're seeing that the markets are holding their own, even though there's what? Recession fears as well pounding us. So this is a really good sign, everyone. Now, I get it. It's not like an amazing sign like, oh, the clouds are parting and everyone's going, oh, this is amazing. No, it's not that. But this is still really good considering what we were dealing with a few days ago, a week ago. And seeing that XRP has performed better than anything else out there since all this tariff stuff has happened should be letting you know that XRP is in good standing to make a move when the clouds part and go, oh. So yeah, happy Sunday, everyone, and happy Sunday to all the fans out there that watch and support the channel. You are the most important thing out there. That's why I bring you updates early on a Sunday morning. No sleeping in for this guy. Even though I sadly may have to shut it down permanently for a few, I may have to shut it down completely for a few weeks due to injury. But I'm not depressed. No, actually, that's a lie. I'm going to get depressed because I like to exercise. I like to run, but I also like when the market's juicy green. Hence, the green on the screen. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches, girlfriend.